Hello data nerds, what's up? Imagine you have two tables and you want to do a calculation in table 1. But for that calculation to happen, you need to bring one column from table 2 to table 1. How are you going to do that? That is where comes related function, a very powerful function in Power BI that we are going to learn today. So if you can see on my screen, I have this products table and then I have this shipments table. Let's see that in table view. So if I click on that products table, I have three columns. One is product, one is category, and one is cost per box. And if I go to this shipments table, then here we have all the details about shipments table, right? Notice you have products here. So this is a common column which we had in products table as well. You have something called boxes, right? So it shows that how many number of boxes we have sold, right? And then here we have sales. I want to calculate total profit. Now, what is the formula of total profit? Total sales minus total cost, correct? I have a sales column which tells me that for each shipment, how much sales we have generated. But I don't see a total cost column, right? So I need to calculate them. So this cost per box tells me that how much cost has been incurred in making this box. One box, right? So if you see milk bars, in creating one product, which is milk bars, it has costed around 5.26. Then you have 50% of dark bites, which actually costs 7.48. Now we know the cost per box and we have number of boxes that we have produced. If we multiply this, which is cost per box, with number of boxes, we can easily find what was the total cost, right? So now we have total sales, we have total cost, we can just subtract the total cost from total sales and we can find total profit, right? But there's just one catch, that how do we multiply it? In shipments table, we only have number of boxes and we do not have the cost per box in this table. So we'll have to bring that cost per box from products to shipment. That was the whole agenda, right? There comes related function. By using this related function, you can bring this cost per box from products to shipments. You can do that and then you can do the multiplication and calculate the total cost. But there are a few conditions that should be satisfied before you actually use this formula. Let's understand what are those. For that, let's go to model view. Now you see, I have established a relationship between these products and the shipments table. I can see that the product column on both the tables have been highlighted. Means the column on the basis of which we have established this relationship is product column, okay? This product column is available in both the tables. Now, the question comes that why we have established this one-to-many relationship? If you see from the products point of view, products table point of view, it is one-to-many relationship, right? How do I know that it's one-to-many relationship? On the side of products table, we see no signs, right? But when we come to shipments table, we can see a star mark. It shows that from products table to shipment table, we have established a relationship called one-to-many. Now the second question comes that why this one side of relationship lies on the products table? Because it's important when you establish this one-to-many relationship that the one side of the table must have unique values, the joining key. What is our joining key here? The product column. The product column must have unique values only. So let's check that in products table, do we really have this product column as a unique column? For that, let's go to table view. This is the products table, right? And here we have this product column. Now, if you carefully see, we have all the unique values of this product. There's no duplicate value of the product. And that's why it was important that this table should be on the one side of relationship. Now let's go to shipments table and let's check what is the condition of product column there. I just click on shipments and I can see that this almond choco, do I see it getting repeated? Let's just copy this and put a filter. If I put a filter on almond choco, yes, we have these many almond choco product being shipped, right? So here the products are getting repeated. And that was the reason that we had this shipments on many side of the relation and products on the one side of the relation. This correct relationship is very important, especially when you are trying to bring one column from one table to another table, because that's what related function does. It pulls a column from one side of the table to many side of the table. So here, what was the one side of the table? It was products, right? So yes, so now since we have established the relationship of one to many, we can bring a column from this one side of the table to this many side of the table. And that's what we are going to do now. So I think the concept is clear. We can write the formula now. I'm back on the report view. So we'll just click on shipments, right click, new column. Now, what are we trying to do? We are trying to bring cost per box. So I'll just name it that way. And we are going to use this related function. Related, okay. Now, which column do we want to bring here? We want to bring cost per box. So we'll just write cost per box, and it shows the table name and the column name. Tab, bracket close, and if I just hit this commit button, and if I go to the table view, and if I check, we have cost per box in shipments table now, which was not before. So we have used this related function to bring this column from products table into shipments table. Now the calculation becomes really easier for us to multiply this number of boxes into cost per box, and we can find that what was the total cost of making this box, right? So let's do that. Again, go to shipments table, right click, new column, and total cost. What do we have to do? We have to multiply the number of boxes with cost per box, right? So we'll just write boxes. So from shipments, we are picking boxes, multiply by, we want cost per box, right? Cost per box. This is also coming from shipments table. So now from shipments, we have number of boxes and we have cost per box. And this gives me, now we have a column created in shipments table as total cost. This shows me that if you have shipped 30 boxes for this product and the cost per box was 5.15, then the total cost of this shipment was 154.5. Now, what did I want? I wanted to calculate total profit. For that, I need to sum this whole sales, sum this whole cost, and then subtract this minus this. Let's do that. So I'll just create a new measure, and right click, new measure. First, I want total sales. So I'll just sum sales, and from which I want shipment sales, right? I'll just sum it up. Okay, I think I already have one measure with this name, so I need to give a different name. So I might give new. Okay. So now the total sales new measure is created. Now let me just pull a card and show you what was this total sales new that we have created. It is 34.04 million is the total sales. Now let's calculate total cost. Again, go to measure and new measure. Total cost new. And just sum total cost, right? Shipments total cost. And now we have total cost new calculated. So now we have total sales new, total cost new. We can easily calculate total profit, which will be like total profit, which can go total sales new minus total cost new. And yes, we have total profit created here. Now let's just pull everything in the card. Okay, this was total sales. I'll just pull another card and I'll show total cost. Total cost was 13, total sales was 34. Let's pull the third card to show total profit. And ta-da, this was the total profit that we have generated by shipping those products. I'd like to suggest you one thing. Here, what have we done? First, we brought this cost per box in shipments, then we calculated total sales, then we calculated total cost, and then we calculated total profit. So we have created around 3 to 4 give or take measures and columns, right? Now, these many steps should have been avoided because this is going to make your Power BI dashboard slow. If you are working with a large data set, if your company has billions of data, then I do not suggest you to go with these kinds of techniques. Okay, so how you could have done? We could have done a lot of things while bringing this cost per box in shipments table. Okay, how? Let's see that. So instead of bringing this cost per box in shipments table, we can calculate total cost here only. We'll just go to shipments, add a new column, and we'll write total cost new 1. Okay, so first step, we'll bring that cost per box, right, in shipments table. For that, we are going to use related. And what did we want to bring? Cost per box from products. Okay, and all you have to do is multiply this with the number of boxes, which column we already have in shipments table. So I'm just going to multiply with boxes, and I'll just click on commit. And yes, we have total cost new created. And you see these values are same. So because here we did an extra step that we brought in the cost per box in shipments table, and then we did a separate calculation to calculate this total cost. But what we did here in new one, we directly brought this cost per box in this table and There only we multiplied it with the number of boxes. So if you actually perform these kinds of calculations, your Power BI dashboard is going to be faster, and it will have less number of measures and less number of columns. So it's always good to apply these kinds of things instead of doing everything step by step. And now you can repeat the same step. You have total cost calculated here. So you can sum total sales, you can sum total cost new, and then you can calculate the profit. So you can do that as well. So this was about related function. You will encounter with these functions, especially when you are working with the large number of tables and large number of data, where you're supposed to play with the columns. You're supposed to bring one column from one table to another because you are supposed to do some calculations. So this is going to be really helpful if you have a background knowledge of Excel. Then you remember, with the help of lookup values, we used to look for the values that we wanted for the calculation. So that's what related function does in Power BI. So yes, I think this was helpful, and practice it, and then only you'll have a better idea. And yes, we'll meet in the next video. Bye bye.